All right, good evening, sports fans, and welcome to the Epic Basketball League for August 28th, 2020, brought to you by the Epic Sports Broadcasting Network. My name is Dave Little, and we are coming to you live from the Dave Cave with Silver Division action featuring the Seattle Supersonics visiting the Houston Rockets. So thank you all for joining us here tonight. Making sure everything is up and running here. And yes, indeed, we are live now. YouTube has been making changes in their interface that have me totally perplexed because I'm at the channel dashboard and I want to get over to the page where the chat can be seen. And I am trying to work my way over there. So we'll dismiss that. I'm on the channel dashboard right now, but where I want to go is the live stream. So I am flipping around, and while I'm doing that, we will take a look at the standings for tonight's, as we head into tonight's game. We are just about at the midpoint of our 20-game season. And as you can see in the gold division, the top tier teams, it is the Los Angeles Lakers at 8-1 who are running away with it here in 1971-72. And that is the team that went on to win a record 69 games that year, and that record stood until the Chicago Bulls came along in the 90s to topple that record. So they are on top of the gold division at 5-1, excuse me, at 8-1, followed by the Chicago Bulls at 5-2. And now I'm on the YouTube page, which is not showing me anything other than a different stream waiting to come up. Let's see if I go there. Classic streaming, stream now classic. I am live and okay, here I am back at the chat. So we are in good shape here. No thanks to YouTube. All right, so Chicago is in second, followed by the New York Knicks and the Milwaukee Bucks. So four teams above 500 in the gold division. And obviously Atlanta and Cincinnati are on their way to relegation back to the silver. So tonight we're going to see, and there's a dogfight in the silver as four teams are fighting for the chance to move up into the gold division and take that spot, which would remove them from one of the playoff tiers. The playoffs start in bronze, move up to silver, move up to gold. So everybody wants to be in the gold division to get into the top tier of the championship playoffs. Tonight we have an interesting matchup between two of the best big men really in the era and quite possibly in the history of the game. Spencer Haywood is the main man for Seattle. He is in his second year out of Detroit Mercy, all-star, first team NBA in 71-72, and averaged 26.2 points and 12.7 rebounds per game for this season as the Seattle Supersonics under player coach Lenny Wilkins missed the playoffs despite having a fine record of 47-35 and finishing third overall in the Pacific Division. The Rockets are enjoying their first year in Houston, having moved from San Diego the previous season. They're coached by Tex Winter, who went on to fame with the LA Lakers as the master of the triangle offense. But right now he is the head guy in Houston, and his superstar is Elvin Hayes, who finished 10th in the NBA with 25.2 points per game, and number 7 overall with 14.6 rebounds. So Seattle visiting Houston tonight in what we hope will be an entertaining ball game featuring the two big men. So let us get started with that. Now, I thought before we got into the actual gameplay tonight, I would show you some new things in the Action PC basketball interface for 2019. And it's really slick how they do their scheduled games now. It used to be that you just got a list of the games and you could play them all at once or pick and choose, but now you have this very slick box score approach where every game is represented by its individual tile on the grid, and we can autoplay these one at a time. So why don't we start with Golden State and Baltimore, Silver Division matchup here. And we wait just a few moments, and there goes the box score. And it looks like Baltimore is running up the score in the home game. And sure enough, they are your winners, 110-82. And in just a moment, we should get the scoring leaders up on the box score over here on the tile on the main screen. Good evening to TribeFan879. We're just checking out the new Action PC Basketball 2019 interface as we get ready for the game between Seattle and Houston. Now we'll take a look at a Bronze Division game, Detroit and Portland. We'll autoplay this bad boy. And Baltimore wins that one. And we just seem to keep playing Baltimore and Golden State over and over again. So my apologies for the discrepancies here. So we will change these to human coached. And we will just play November 26th and let all this go by. And hopefully we didn't just add 3 games to the Warriors and Bullets as a result of that little mishap. I think I need to hit the finish key here. That's the problem. And there we have it. Archie Clark with 37 points leading Baltimore over Golden State. Wes Unseld, 15 rebounds. And now we can go on to autoplay the rest of these. We'll go Detroit and Portland in Bronze Division action. Close game here in Portland. Trailblazers jumping out to a lead, and oh, they win it by 2. How about that? As Lanier missed at the buzzer. That was kind of fun. So we'll finish that game. And we'll take on the, check out the Philadelphia 76ers and the Boston Celtics. If Dave Gardner's watching, he's a big Boston guy. Ron Jeckett, I believe, a Boston guy. So we'll autoplay this game. And again, a close game. Philadelphia leading at home. Boston comes back. And 150. Wow, the Celtics put up a $150 on Philadelphia. And they win that one. And that will move them a step closer to the 4th place spot where nobody wants to be relegated. Chicago and LA. LA, the top team in the league. Chicago second in that Gold Division, as we mentioned. And the autoplay here for the Lakers and the Bulls. Yeah, defense need not apply in that game. 150 to 137. And here's another one, LA 144, 129 over the Bulls. Probably a big night for Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. No, it was Gail Goodrich with 38 for the Lakers. Jabbar's over here in Milwaukee at this point, as he is fixing to square off against the New York Knicks. We'll go ahead and run the Bucks-Knicks game. And it's also a good one. And the win goes to the Knicks on the road, as they pull that one out down the stretch. And our final autoplay game of the night will be the Buffalo Braves hosting the Phoenix Suns. Buffalo in command in the Bronze Division and looking to move up after the 71-72 season. And we'll go ahead and autoplay that one, and then we'll get to Houston for tonight's feature matchup. And that game was won by Phoenix. How about that? Phoenix takes down the division-leading Braves, and we will put an end to that contest. And now we will head to Houston and the Hofheinz Pavilion in Houston for the first ever appearance in the Epic Basketball League of the home standing Houston Rockets. And in fact, Houston became the very first NBA franchise in the state of Texas when they moved over from San Diego to begin the 71-72 season. And now let's get it going with Houston and Seattle in tonight's feature matchup. And we take a look at your starting lineups for Seattle. The player coach Lenny Wilkins is running the point, and he is accompanied in the backcourt by the veteran Don Kogis out of Marquette. Dick Snyder is your sixth-year man out of Davidson at the small forward. The second-year man, Spencer Haywood, is the power forward, and he is the star of the show here in Seattle. And Pete Cross gets the start down low from San Francisco. Now for Houston, they've got a couple of very exciting players. Calvin Murphy, the point guard, dynamic point guard out of Niagara, averaging 19.4 points per game in the current Epic Basketball League season, which is good enough for number 21 in the league. And Murphy was especially known as a prodigious free throw shooter. He finished at 89% in 1971-72, good enough for second in the league. Your shooting guard is Stu Lance, fourth year out of Nebraska, and an Iron Man, logged over 3,000 minutes in 71-72. Greg Smith out of Western Kentucky, part of that famous Western Kentucky crew that went to the NCAA championships, is your small forward. Rudy Tomjanovich, very solid player out of Michigan in his second year. And he averaged 15 points, 11.8 rebounds per game for Tomjanovich. And of course, the big man in the middle is Elvin Hayes, 25.2 points per game, 14.6 rebounds on the regular season. And currently in the EBL, he is third in the league at 14.6 rebounds per game. So should be a good competitive ball game here tonight. As we take a look at the opening tap. And the opening tip goes to Houston. Moving from left to right on your computer screen, it is Stu Lance with the ball out on the perimeter. And he is going to take it to the hole. He drives inside, cut off by Cross, but he stops from the lane and pulls up and hits the pull-up jump shot with the assist from Calvin Murphy. And Houston takes the 2-0 lead. Seattle comes back with their first possession, and they're going to immediately look inside to their superstar, Spencer Haywood. He backs it in against Tomjanovich, tries to get it out to the perimeter to Kogis. Bad pass, threw it out of bounds, and that is a turnover. Houston basketball. Rockets bringing it back with Calvin Murphy at the helm. Murphy sets the offense. Once again, they go to Lance. He hit his first attempt of the game. He's once again going to try and get into the lane. This time he's forced to pull up and shoot the jump shot from outside.
Calvin Murphy from Lance.
Actually, no. Lance kicked it out to Murphy, who nailed the jump shot. And it is a 4-0 ball game. As both the backcourt players for Houston have hit their first shots of the game. And quickly the Rockets are up 4-0. Seattle wants to get Haywood going down low. His short jump shot from the baseline this time is good, and it's a 4-2 ball game. Rudy Tomjanovich wants it on the low post now for Houston. Back to the basket, squaring off against Haywood. Oh, he got under
Rudy
Haywood.
Tomjanovich.
Nice little up
Hayes.
and under move off the backboard and good for Tomjanovich. Houston starting off 3 for 3 from the field. As Tribe Fan says, no defense in any of these games tonight. Coming back for Seattle, the open man on the wing is Dick Snyder as they collapse on Haywood. Snyder's got a little room to operate. His jump shot from the perimeter, can he get it up? No, it's knocked away and out of bounds. Seattle will retain possession. Only 7 to go on the shot clock. Sonics will need to get a good play here to get the shot off. And once again, they're going to look to Snyder. Snyder from the outside gets open. This time he's able to pull the trigger, but the shot bounces away no good. And the rebound dribbles out of bounds, and the referees award the ball to the Rockets with now a 6-2 lead and the basketball. Back come the Rockets. They are going to look inside to their big man, Elvin Hayes. Hayes working in the low post. Lays it up. Off iron, no good. Offensive rebound taken by Greg Smith. Greg Smith with the putback. The short shot from the lane is good. And
Greg
Houston
Smith
now leads
scores.
at 8-2. And we've got a whistle and a foul on the play. And that foul is going to go against Pete Cross from Seattle. And that will send Greg Smith to the line. Smith, a mediocre free throw shooter, only 64% on the season. And that effort was indeed mediocre. But Rudy Tomjanovich sneaks in for the offensive rebound. His putback attempt is in the lane, up and good.
Rudy Tomjanovich.
And very quickly, 4 points on that trip for Houston. They are now up 10-2. And Lenny Wilkins has better get his ball club going, or this one is going to be a blowout. Spencer Haywood has the ball now out away from the basket. He can stroke it from out there. He puts one up from 15 feet. It's good.
Haywood.
Haywood with all 4 points now for Seattle. Sonics need to play some defense this time around. Houston looks inside to Tomjanovich again, backing down against Haywood. This time he goes to the left hand. That shot's no good. Rebounded by Pete Cross. Seattle gets the stop they need. Let's see if they can keep the offense going. Once again, they're going to look to Haywood on the baseline. This time he drives the ball into the lane, puts up a fall-away jump shot, no good. Nice help side defense by Elvin Hayes. Scramble for the loose ball. It's picked up by Wilkins. Wilkins brings it out. And he is going to look for an open man, and he is going to look back to Haywood on the perimeter. Haywood with a long jump shot this time off the rim, no good. Rebound taken by Greg Smith. Ball goes back over to Houston. Rockets behind Calvin Murphy. Bringing it back, they're going to look inside to Hayes. Hayes inside, fouled hard by Dick Snyder. But they ruled that that foul was on the floor, and that will just be one shot for Hayes from the outside, from the free throw line. Hayes puts the shot up, and good. That's his first point of the night. No, it's no good. Spun out, tipped back in by Tomjanovich. So that's 2 points for Houston. That is 6 for Tomjanovich. Rudy T leads all scorers. Seattle runs the offense again. They're once again going to run it through Spencer Haywood. Haywood working inside this time against Rudy T. Gets into the rim and lays it up and good. He got Tomjanovich on his hip and made him pay the price. 12-6 now. Houston doubling up on Seattle. Rockets with the basketball. And a 6-point lead with now 8:36 to play in the first quarter. Calvin Murphy has it out on top. He thinks he can get a step on Wilkins, but Wilkins stole it. How about that? The veteran Lenny Wilkins took advantage of the young Calvin Murphy for the steal, and Seattle regains possession. Wilkins has it on the outside, looking to distribute. One of the best passers in the game finds Haywood on the baseline. Drives into the basket. Runs into Tomjanovich, no call. Layup is no good off the rim. Don Kojis grabs the rebound for Seattle, and he is going to send it back out on top for a fresh 24. They work it back on top to Wilkins. Wilkins down to Haywood. Haywood from the baseline is good.
Haywood from Wilkins.
Spencer Haywood still the guy for Seattle. He has all 8 Supersonics points as we are now under 8 minutes to play in the first quarter. And Houston is going to look inside to Tomjanovich. He has been their best player tonight. His running one-hander this time rolls around and
Rudy
good.
Tomjanovich.
Nice interior offense by Tomjanovich. He now has 8. Houston back up by 6. Wilkins sets up the offense. They're looking inside to Pete Cross down low. Elvin Hayes is all over him. He's going to try and dump it out cross court to Kojis. Can't get it to Kojis. The ball ends up with Haywood. Haywood's turnaround jump shot is no good, but he is fouled on the play, and he will go to the line for 2 shots. Haywood looking for double digits already here. Just over 4 minutes gone by. The first is good. Second shot for Haywood is good. Haywood with all 10 Seattle points. Houston still leads by 4. This time they're going to go to Murphy, calling his own number, as he comes off the screen and has a mismatch against Haywood. Murphy gets around Haywood, gets into the lane, lays it up with the left hand.
Calvin
It's good.
Murphy.
Off the glass and good for Murphy. That's 4 for Murphy. Houston back up on top by 6. Content to maintain the lead and trade baskets with Seattle. Seattle's going to need to get something done on defense, as Houston is 8 for 10 from the field here to open the first quarter. Wilkins calling a play. Swings it out on the wing to Snyder. Snyder, the sharpshooter. Let's fly from the corner. It's good.
Snyder from Wilkins.
First 2 of the game for Dick Snyder. First 2 of the game for anybody from Seattle not named Haywood. And it is back to a 4-point game. Houston sets up a play. They've got Lance with it on the outside. Lance has scored once already tonight. He tries again to get to the basket. Yes, he gets around
Stu
Kojis,
Lance.
lays it up and good. The battle of the veterans out there, and Stu Lance is taking control of that matchup in the early going. Under 7 minutes to play, Houston back up by 6. Seattle looks inside to Haywood. Gets the pass from Wilkins. Looks to make a play. Back out to Wilkins. Pick and roll to Haywood. Haywood gets the ball into the low post. His shot is no good. He gets his own rebound. Haywood on the putback. Turnaround jump shot is good.
Haywood.
Spencer Haywood continues to dominate the paint with 12 points here to lead all scorers, and Seattle back to within 4. Can the Supersonics get a stop here on the defense? They've got it inside to Hayes. Pete Cross forces him out. We've got a whistle on the play and an injury. Greg Smith has gone out of the game with some sort of a foot injury, and he will be replaced by Cliff Mealy, the rookie out of Colorado. Still to this day considered the greatest basketball player in University of Colorado history. Although Chauncey Billups might have something to say about that. Or did Chauncey Billups go to Wyoming? That's a good question. I think Chauncey Billups was Colorado. We'll get you an update on that at the end of the first quarter. Anyhow, Cliff Mealy is in the game. Tomjanovich to inbound for Houston. 17 on the shot clock. They've got Murphy open on the top of the key as he comes off the screen. He takes the ball on the perimeter. Defended by Kojis. Gets in trouble and is taken away by Dick Snyder. So swarming team defense by the Sonics forces the turnover and gives possession back to Seattle. They want Dick Snyder on the outside. He's got room to operate. He is a sharpshooter, and he nails another one.
Snyder.
It is a 2-point ball game as we are now past the midway point of quarter number 1. Chauncey Billups was Colorado, says Tribe Fan. Thank you, sir. And nobody had ever heard of Chauncey Billups back in 71-72 when Cliff Mealy was considered Colorado's greatest ever. Houston basketball. Murphy on the top of the key. Looks to set up the offense. Dribble drive against Wilkins. Wilkins knocks it away out of bounds. Houston will regain possession, but not good hands by Lenny Wilkins on that play. Seattle with 15 on the shot clock as they inbound once again to Murphy. Murphy's going to dump it down low to Elvin Hayes. Hayes on the mismatch off the inside screen. His short jump shot from the baseline is blocked. Pete Cross got a piece of it, and it is Lenny Wilkins who sneaks into the lane and grabs that rebound. Seattle with the basketball and a chance to tie. Wilkins dribbles to his right, dribbles back to his left. Doesn't like what he sees down there. Haywood has it now on the baseline, guarded by Calvin Murphy. Murphy is all over Haywood. Haywood's going to try and see if he can't get it back out to Wilkins on top. Wilkins with the jump shot from the outside is way off, but a foul is whistled on Tomjanovich. Bad foul by Rudy T, fouling the jump shooter in a situation where the offense was running out of time, and Rudy T really bailed him out on that play. 2 shots for Lenny Wilkins, chance for Seattle to tie the ball game. First shot from Lenny Wilkins is good. First point of the night. Second shot by Wilkins, also good. Dave Gardner has a Dave Little playing hockey with him tomorrow. How about that? I bet he's handsome and athletically talented, and he will dominate tomorrow's hockey game. All right, Houston basketball. Game is now tied 18-18, 5 minutes, 18 seconds to play in the first quarter. Murphy sets up the offense. He's going to call his own number against Lenny Wilkins. Wilkins got the best of him last time around. This time Murphy steps around, gets into the lane. Shot is up, no good on the miss. And Kojis takes the rebound for Seattle. We've got possibly numbers in transition, but Kojis has a couple of big slow guys with him, so he's going to pull the ball out and reset the offense. Wilkins has it now working against Murphy. Working his way into the lane, gets into the paint. He's cut off by Hayes. Wilkins has to shoot from 9 feet. It's no good, but Hayes fouled him. And Lenny Wilkins will go to the line with a chance to give the Supersonics the lead for the first time tonight. First shot by Wilkins is good, and Seattle takes the lead 19-18. Can they make it 20? Wilkins connects. Seattle leads by 2. Under 5 minutes to play as Houston sets up the offense. Looking inside this time to Elvin Hayes. Hayes got swatted the last time by Pete Cross. This time his jump shot rims around and out. Rudy T with the offensive glass. Tomjanovich tries for the putback and scores it.
Rudy Tomjanovich.
That's 10 for Rudy T. Once again, we're tied at 20. Seattle looking down low to Haywood. Takes the pass from Wilkins. Oh, it's stolen by Lance. Lance came over on the double team, reached in there and swiped it. Houston gets the ball back. They've got Murphy out on top, coming off a screen by Cross. He gets it down low to Hayes. The fadeaway shot from Hayes is no good. Hayes gets his own rebound. His turnaround jump shot on the follow is good.
The biggie.
First basket of the night for Elvin Hayes. And Houston is back up on top, 22-20. And with the next whistle, we'll make some substitutions, as we're starting to see some signs of fatigue. Wilkins calls out the offense for Seattle. Doesn't have to look to the sidelines for his coach. He is the coach. They're going to swing this around to Kojis on the perimeter. Kojis closely guarded. Forces up the shot, no good. Rebound is cleared away by Elvin Hayes. Here comes Houston in transition. Calvin Murphy in the lead. Murphy is going to take it coast to coast, but oh, he missed the layup. Layup is no good. Kojis with the rebound for Seattle. Back we come the other way. Wilkins dumps it off to Snyder. Snyder misses the layup. Pete Cross with the offensive rebound, and he is going to pass it back out to Wilkins on top for the fresh 24. Wilkins looks for help on the perimeter. Drives to the basket, whistle and a foul, and that is going to go against Lenny Wilkins on the charge. All right, we're 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. Time for some substitutions. And we'll just bring all of the 2nd Battalion in. Jim McDaniels at center. Garfield Hurd, second-year man at the 3-guard. Barry Clemens comes in at the small forward. In at the shooting guard is downtown Freddie Brown. What a story this guy is. He is a rookie in 71-72 out of Iowa. He was the first draft pick of the Supersonics in the 72 draft. Number 6 overall. He would go on to play 13 seasons for the Supersonics, including a championship ring with Seattle in the 1978-79 season. That, by the way, was the first year that the NBA implemented the three-point shot, 78-79. And it was Freddie Brown who led the NBA in three-point percentage in 78-79. So a beloved figure around Cincinnati, making his first appearance of the night here in the backcourt. Lee Winfield comes on to run the point. Now Houston has a bunch of tired guys, so they'll come back with the veteran Johnny Egan at point guard, Mike Newland at the shooting guard, Dick Gibbs, the very handsome small forward, McCoy McLemore, journeyman in his final season in the NBA, and Dick Cunningham inside. So we'll run these units for about for the rest of the first quarter and about the first 4 minutes of quarter number 2, then come back with the starters all around. But now let's get back to action. The open man for Houston is Mike Newland on the perimeter. Doesn't like that matchup. They dump it inside to Dick Cunningham. Backing down against Jim McDaniels. Cunningham turns and fires. Around the rim and good.
Dick Cunningham scores from Newland.
Cunningham gets the basket, and he is fouled by Jim McDaniels on the play. So Cunningham with a chance for a three-point play. Pretty good thing to happen fresh off the bench. Dick Cunningham missed the free throw. Newland reaches in and steals the offensive board, kicks it back out top to Johnny Egan to restart the offense. Egan swings it down inside to McLemore. Working down low against Garfield Hurd, but we've got a player shaken up. It's Dick Cunningham, but he will remain in the game. Not to be confused with Richie Cunningham of later Happy Days fame. McCoy McLemore has it inside, gets into the lane over Freddie Brown on the mismatch, but a foul is called on the play. That will go against Barry Clemens, and that will send McCoy McLemore to the line for 2 free throws. Houston now leading 24-20. Make it 25 as McLemore connects on the first free throw. McLemore sets himself, delivers the second. It's good. And it's now 26-20. Houston over Seattle. 3 minutes left to play in the first quarter. The open man for Seattle on the block is Jim McDaniels out of Western Kentucky. Has the mismatch against Mike Newland, lays it up and good.
McDaniels.
26-22. Houston back on the offense. They want McLemore inside once again. He was successful his first attempt at getting to the free throw line. This time his jump shot from the baseline is no good. McDaniels comes out with it, but we've got a whistle and a foul, and another one called against Barry Clemens. So it will be a one-shot foul for Dick Gibbs for Houston. Rockets looking to stretch to a 5-point lead. Shot by Gibbs. No good. Rebound taken by Hurd for Seattle. Sonics in possession. Lee Winfield running the point for Seattle. Sends it over to Freddie Brown. Freddie Brown's being covered on the play by Cunningham. Brown is going to try and get into the lane. He shows and goes. Lays it up and good.
Brown from Winfield.
Brown from Winfield, and once again it is a 2-point game. Houston with the basketball and the lead. Egan sets up. Once again they go down inside to McLemore. Working against Hurd. Posts up. Shoots from in close. Off the back iron, no good. Rebound again taken by Hurd. 2 nice defensive plays by Garfield Hurd. Seattle once again has the basketball and once again has a chance to tie the game. Here's Freddie Brown, gets loose on the perimeter. Swings it back over to Winfield. Winfield takes the deep jump shot, no good. But he is fouled on the play by Johnny Egan, and that'll be 2 shots for Lee Winfield. Winfield, third-year man out of North Texas State, the Mean Green. Free throw number 1 is up and good. We'll see if Winfield can tie the game on this attempt. No good, off the rim. Rebound taken by Cunningham, Houston basketball. Now they want Cunningham down low in transition. He's got Barry Clemens on him in a mismatch, and Cunningham turns and fires
Dick
it home.
Cunningham.
Good job by the Rockets to identify the mismatch and exploit that mismatch. Seattle basketball. They're going back to Freddie Brown. Downtown Freddie Brown from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. First step into the lane. Layup is no good. Battle for the rebound is taken by Dick Gibbs. Houston retains possession of the basketball. They're running the whole squad down in transition. Egan is going to try and get to the basket, but it's poked away and stolen by Freddie Brown. Nice transition defense by Seattle. Regains them a possession. They've got Clemens open, but now he's limping a little toe injury there, but he is forced to leave the game. He'll be back, but Dick Snyder back into the game for Seattle to finish out the quarter. Garfield Hurd to inbound, full 23 seconds on the shot clock. The open man is Jim McDaniels down low. Cunningham's guarding him, a good defender. McDaniels missed the shot. Gibbs takes the rebound. Final minute of play here in the first quarter as we say hello to SDG Replays. Ken Blaylock in the house for tonight's matchup. Supersonics trailing by 3. Yes, Houston has the basketball. And the open man is Mike Newland. Newland from the wing. Stops and pops. Shot no good. Off the rim, off the backboard. Johnny Egan sneaks in for the offensive board. And that will give Seattle another opportunity. Gibbs has it outside, being guarded by Snyder. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Gibbs moves to the baseline. Rises up, fires a jump shot. It's good.
Dick Gibbs scores.
And he is fouled on the play by Winfield. Houston with a 5-point lead now, looking to make it 6, heading into the final possession of the first quarter. Gibbs missed the free throw, but the Rockets are in the bonus, so he will get 2 to make 1. The bonus shot for Gibbs is good. It's now a 31-25 ball game. Shot clock is turned off. Seattle will play for the final shot of the period. Let's see what they do with it. Winfield calls out a play.
At the end of
He
the
drives
first
to the hole. It's
quarter,
knocked away and stolen
Houston
by Gibbs,
31,
and that's the end of the
Seattle
quarter.
25.
Let's take a look at our first quarter box score. Brought to you once again by Dickey's Barbecue. It's not good, but they give away free drinkware, so they get to sponsor tonight's broadcast. Leading scorer for Seattle is Haywood. 5 for 9 from the field. As Seattle shot a very nice 50% in the first quarter, only to be outdone by Houston, who put up 58%. They were led by Rudy Tomjanovich, who worked the glass for 3 offensive rebounds and a total of 10 points. All these statistics are otherwise pretty closely matched. We'll have channel updates at halftime, but now let's head back to action. And thank you once again for TribeFan879 identifying that Chauncey Billups was indeed the best player to come out of Colorado basketball. All right, we'll continue to run the second unit out there to start off the second period. One exception being Dick Snyder, who came back into the game following the injury to Barry Clemens. It is Seattle in control of the tip. Freddie Brown has it on the outside. He's going to try and get to the inside. Steps around Newland, drives to the basket, cut off by Cunningham. Short jump shot, no good. Rebound taken by McLemore. Houston basketball. Egan looks around. Thinks about Gibbs inside. Gibbs can't do anything with it. It's kicked back out to Egan. 1 second on the shot clock. Egan's going to have to throw up a wild jump shot from the top of the key, and he didn't get off in time. That's a turnover, and Seattle regains possession. Nice defensive possession for the Sonics. And back we come. Seattle looking to cut into a 6-point lead. They look inside to Garfield Hurd. His first touch of the night. He can't get it. He kicks it back out to Freddie Brown. Freddie Brown cutting to the hole, lays it up and good. Nice movement without the ball by Freddie Brown. Seattle back within 4. Egan looks around, swings it over to Newland. Newland steps around and stepped one too many times. He's whistled and called for the travel. Basketball goes back to the Supersonics. Each team has 4 turnovers on the night. Respectable total at this point in the contest. Coming back is Seattle. The open man down low is Jim McDaniels. He can't do anything with it. It's kicked out to Freddie Brown. Short shot from Freddie Brown. Nothing but net. Downtown Freddie Brown living up to his nickname here tonight as he pulls Seattle back to within 2. Houston wants McLemore inside. He's got a mismatch. Pump fake, gets to the glass. Drop step, layup, no good. But McLemore is fouled hard on the play by Snyder, and he will go to the line for 2 free throws. Houston looking to extend the lead as McLemore steps to the line. First shot's good. 3 points for McLemore. 75% free throw shooter on the regular season. Makes that one look perfect. 4 points for McLemore, 4-point lead for Houston. They get it outside to Freddie Brown. Brown's going to look to distribute. He finds McDaniels inside. McDaniels working on the low post. Fakes up against Cunningham. Good look inside, but the shot rattles out no good. Somebody got him on the arm, and they're going to whistle that on Cunningham. And that will put Big Jim McDaniels on the free throw line. First shot by McDaniels, good. McDaniels sets himself, dribbles the ball, steps from side to side, lines up his shot. Second shot is good. Back to a 2-point game. 10 minutes to play before halftime. Houston with the basketball. They look inside once again to McLemore. Knocked away by Brown. McLemore picks it up. Hurd closes in on him, but McLemore gets around him and lays it up and good.
McLemore from Gibbs.
McLemore from Gibbs, and it is a 4-point lead once again for the Rockets. Seattle coming back. They want to get it to Snyder on the perimeter. Can they get it over there? They can't get it to him. Winfield takes the shot. It's no good, not even close. Rebounded by McLemore. Houston comes back the other way. Egan with it. Has McDaniels on the switch. Jump shot by Egan is good.
John Egan from Newland.
He buries that one, and Houston goes up now by 6. Seattle sets the offense. Freddie Brown with it on the perimeter. Brown takes it into the lane. He is fearless in there, but it's taken away and stolen by Newland. Good defense by Newland. In transitions, they've got Gibbs open on the wing. Gibbs cannot get the shot to go. Off the back iron, Egan grabs the offensive rebound, and Houston gets a fresh 24. Egan's got it outside, working against Lee Winfield. Good defender. Egan looks to distribute. Finds Newland. Newland from the outside is going to have to throw one up. Only 1 second on the shot clock. And again, he didn't get it off. Another 24-second violation against the Rockets. And with 8:25 to play, it's time to bring back the starters. Calvin Murphy returns for Houston with Stu Lance. Let's see, we still have Barry Clemens injured. So we'll bring Mealy back in for Houston. Rudy T is ready. Elvin Hayes is ready. On the Seattle bench, we're going to come back with all the starters. And look at that, I can do that with one push of a button. Snyder's still out there as Greg Smith is shaken up, and I don't think Smith will be back. So we may see Garfield Hurd get some run at the small forward position. All right, here we go. Seattle trailing 31-37. 8:25 to play as they set up the offense, and they're going to run it through Snyder on the perimeter. Snyder gets it down to Haywood. Haywood's fouled by Rudy T. That foul is on the floor. That'll be just one shot for Haywood. And for the first time in quarter number 2, Haywood's on the board. He now has 13. The lead is 5. Murphy and Lance both open on the perimeter. Murphy's going to call his own number. Working against the veteran Wilkins. Murphy gets around him. Wilkins reached in. Foul called on Wilkins. Murphy will get one shot. Very, very good free throw shooter, as we mentioned. And I was afraid there for a moment I would jinx him, but he hits that one. And once again, the lead is 6. Under 8 minutes to play. They've got Pete Cross open down low. Hayes is all over him. What's he going to do? He gets it into the paint. He fakes. Shoots the short jump shot. Rolls around and off. No good. Well defended by Hayes. Hayes takes the rebound. Back comes Houston. Stu Lance has it on the baseline, on the perimeter. He puts one up from outside. It's no good. Rebound is kicked around and out of bounds to Seattle. Working the ball around the perimeter. They get it to Haywood working on the baseline. He hit a couple of those in the first quarter. His shot this time goes through, and he is fouled
Haywood
on the play
scores.
by Mealy. Haywood with a chance for a three-point play here. That would cut the Houston lead in half. Spencer Haywood, very, very talented player out of Detroit Mercy. Hits the free throw. That is 16 for Haywood. He leads all scorers. Seattle back within 3, just over 7 minutes to play before the half. As the offense now is going to run through Elvin Hayes. Hayes working on the block. Drops it, picks it back up, pump fakes. Shoots a short jump shot, no good. He was off balance on that one. Rudy T sneaks in for another offensive board. Can he get another putback? No, this one's off iron, no good. Rebound taken by Lance. He passes it back out. Houston will reset. So Seattle got the stop, but couldn't get the rebound. Houston maintains possession. Still leading by 3. They dump it down low to Tomjanovich. Very graceful down on the low block. He turns and hits that one
Rudy
from the corner.
Tomjanovich from Mealy.
And that is 12 for Tomjanovich. He is having a nice night for the Rockets. Under 7 to play. Haywood from the baseline. Steps to his left. Puts one up and good.
Haywood.
Haywood looking solid here in action. Lead is back to 3. They get it to Mealy. Mealy posting up down low against the smaller Dick Snyder. His short jump shot turns around and falls through.
Clip Mealy from Murphy.
Set up well by Murphy on that play. The lead is back to 5. Back and forth we go. Both teams keeping it close here through the quarter. Wilkins now calls his own number on the jump shot, but he is fouled on the play by Lance as the shot rims out, no good. Wilkins will get a pair of free throws. And the first is good. Second shot for Wilkins is good. Lead back to 3. 6 points now for Wilkins. 6:01 to play before halftime. Murphy with it outside. Working against Wilkins. Goes to his left. Tries to get into the lane. Seattle's weak inside. Murphy switches to the right hand. Lays it up and
Calvin
good.
Murphy from Lance.
Nice little give and go there between Murphy and Lance. Got Murphy freed up for the layup. That's 7 for him. Houston back on top by 5. Seattle wants Haywood on the baseline. He's played effectively out there. He shoots another one and it's good.
Haywood
And that
from
is
Wilkins.
20 points for Spencer Haywood. He is having a huge night for Seattle, and he is the only player that's keeping them close. Murphy with it on the outside. Guarded by Snyder. Murphy gets into the lane, spins, drives to the basket. Lays it up with the right hand, off the side of the rim, no good. Rebounded, taken by Mealy. Mealy on the putback attempt. His short jump shot is good.
Clip Mealy.
That's 4 for Cliff Mealy. Houston back on top by 5. 5:17 to play as Seattle runs the offense. Once again, they run it through Haywood. Steps out onto the baseline. Kicked away by Koji and out of bounds. And that goes to Houston. Referees had to talk that one over, awarded the ball to the Rockets. Now with a chance to extend their 5-point lead. As Murphy has the basketball out on top. He is the open man. Oh, but his dribble attempt is stolen by Don Kogis. Seattle has the numbers. 4 on 3 coming back with Wilkins. Wilkins dumps it off to Snyder. Snyder can't get the layup to go. Kogis grabs the offensive rebound. He kicks it back out, and Seattle will start with a fresh shot clock. They get it now to Kogis on the outside. Kogis looks down on the baseline to Haywood. Haywood catches the cross-court pass. The jump shot this time is no good. Pete Cross takes the rebound. Cross goes back up strong with the follow-up, and it's stolen away by Lance. Nice hands by Stu Lance. Back comes Houston in transition. They have the numbers. Lance will take it coast to coast, lays it up and good. Houston now on top by 7. 4 minutes to play before halftime. Seattle runs a play for Snyder. Comes off the screen. Plenty of room to get the shot off, but it's off the front rim, no good. Battle for the rebound is taken by Elvin Hayes. Once again, Houston has numbers in transition with Murphy. Murphy attacking aggressively, steps around Kogis, lays it up and good.
Calvin Murphy from Tomjanovich.
Nice little give and go with Tomjanovich. Tomjanovich set up Murphy for the layup, and Houston now has their biggest lead of the game, 50-41. Seattle struggling a little bit on offense. Dumping it down inside to Haywood. He's their guy. But it's stolen away in the low post by Lance. Another transition opportunity for Houston. This time Murphy dumps it off to Lance, and Lance lays it up and good. How about that Houston fast break? Up now by 11, under 3.5 to play before halftime. They push it down to Haywood once again. Haywood steps into the lane. This time gets the layup to go.
Haywood.
And that ends the run by Houston. 52-43. Seattle trying to keep it close and not let Houston push the lead any further before we go into the halftime break. It's Murphy on the perimeter for Houston. Pulls the trigger from 14, and it's good. He ripped that one through the net, says Dave Cook, and it is once again an 11-point lead. That is 11 points for Murphy. Seattle coming back. They've got Kojis on the perimeter. He's going to try and get inside. Backing down on the smaller Murphy. Cut off by Tomjanovich. Kojis cannot get the shot to go. Tomjanovich made him alter it. Elvin Hayes takes the rebound for Houston. Rockets with the basketball now. 2:40 to play. Open on the perimeter is Lance. What's he going to do? He's going to dump it down to Hayes. Back to Lance, over to Murphy. Murphy is fouled in the backcourt by Cross. And that will be a 2-shot foul. For Murphy, the outstanding free throw shooter who hits the first. So smooth on those release of the free throws. He hits them both. And the lead is now up to 13, 56-43. Seattle has gone cold here in quarter number 2. Houston keeps up the pressure. Seattle milling around, can't find anybody. Wilkins is forced to take the jump shot on his own. It's no good, and it bounces out of bounds to Houston. Houston looking to extend the lead with 2:23 to play. Inbounds to Murphy. On the perimeter, his long jump shot is good.
Calvin Murphy.
Everything is going right for the Rockets tonight. Murphy now has 15 to lead the Rockets, as their lead is 15. Open man for Seattle is Pete Cross down low. Can they get it to him? They can't get it to him. They get it to Kojis. Back to Wilkins, down to Cross. Short jump shot by Cross is no good. Another miss for Seattle. And another defensive rebound for Houston, as they are not letting any second shot opportunities come the way of Seattle. Houston continues to relentlessly increase the lead. Now they dump it inside to Tomjanovich. His shot from the baseline is good.
Rudy Tomjanovich.
Houston is on a roll. They're up 17. Wilkins inside to Haywood. Under 2 minutes to play. Haywood double dribbles. Boy, the wheels have fallen off here for Cincinnati, for Seattle, here late in quarter number 2. And give credit to the Rockets. They have capitalized. This time they're going to look inside to Hayes. Fade away from the corner. No good. Tipped up by Tomjanovich, no good. Finally, Haywood pulls it out of there for Seattle. And finally, the Sonics get a stop. Snyder wants it on the wing. Will he pull the trigger? He bounces it into the corner. Gets open for a jump shot, no good. Ball goes out of bounds to Houston. And I'm afraid that Snyder needs a blow. Barry Clemens ready to return back to action. And Garfield Hurd will give Pete Cross a spell to end the period here for Seattle. Everybody looks good on the Houston side. So it will be Houston basketball, minute 11 to go in quarter number 2. They look inside to Hayes. Steps into the lane. Dumps it back to Murphy. Back down to Hayes. Hayes with the fadeaway. Off the rim, no good. Rebound taken by Haywood. Only 3 rebounds for Haywood tonight. As Houston has taken control of that stat here in the second quarter. And I'm sure that has a lot to do with why they have taken control of the scoreboard as well. They look inside to Haywood. Touch pass. Tomjanovich is all over him, and it's stolen by Murphy. Double team works for Houston. Murphy has the basketball. He goes on the fast break, dumps it off to Elvin Hayes. Hayes up no good with the attempted slam dunk, but he is fouled on the play by Kojis. Hayes took that one aggressively. Did not get the basket, but did get to the free throw line with a chance to help Houston push the lead even further. Hayes missed the first free throw. Second free throw for Hayes is good. And it is now 61-43. Houston by 18. Seattle once again with only one option, and that option is Haywood. He gets it on the low post, lays it up this time, and good.
Haywood.
And that ends a 9-0 run for the Rockets, who still lead by 16 points as they set up for the final shot of the second quarter. They dump it into Hayes. His fadeaway won't fall, but he is fouled on the play by Don Kojis. And with 8 seconds to go in the period, it will be Hayes shooting 2. First shot by Hayes is no good. Only a 65% free throw shooter. Second shot, good. 62-45, the lead is 17, as now Seattle will play for the last shot with 8 seconds to go on the game clock. They get it to Clemens. He steps into the lane, off the glass from the paint, and good.
Clemens
and he is
scores.
fouled hard on the play by Mealy. So chance for a 3-point play here for Clemens. Very good free throw shooter, 84%, but he missed that one. Jinxed by the announcer. He will get another shot at it, as Seattle is now in the bonus. And Clemens makes the second one good. That's a 3-point play, and that cuts the lead to 14. We'll see if Houston can do anything as the shot clock winds
At the
down.
half,
Murphy gets it to midcourt,
Houston
but cannot get the
62,
shot off.
Seattle
And
48.
that takes us to halftime. All right, fans, your halftime score is Houston 62, Seattle 48. Let's take a look at the box score. Oh, okay. Haywood with 24 leads all scorers, but he's also got 5 turnovers. Houston with the 14-point lead behind the balanced scoring attack of Calvin Murphy with 15, Tomjanovich with 14, and Houston in control on the boards 22-14, including 11 offensive rebounds for the Rockets. Very strong effort by Rudy Tomjanovich with those 4 offensive rebounds in the first half to help Houston open up a sizable lead here at the break. All right, a couple of quick channel updates. Wife is headed back to Ohio this weekend, so there will be lots of time for Dave in the Dave Cave. And tomorrow you will see Heartland Championship Wrestling with action from West Coast Championship Wrestling featuring the stars of Ring of Honor. Just a couple of weeks ago, Ring of Honor put on a very entertaining pay-per-view broadcast where a couple of significant things happened. The Ring of Honor Heavyweight Championship changed hands when Michael Elgin overpowered and defeated Jay Lethal. And tomorrow night, Lethal will get his rematch here on the channel. Also on that show, we saw the shock appearance for the very first time of the big man, Limitless Keith Lee, as Lee attacked Roderick Strong. Strong had left behind his mates from the faction known as Team Takeover, brought a couple of his pals with him to ringside, but they were not expecting Adam Cole to reach down into his bag of tricks and come up with the massive Keith Lee, who just smashed a bottle over the head of Roderick Strong at the end of that match. And it will be Roderick Strong taking on Keith Lee in a no disqualification grudge match on the channel here tomorrow. And after we finish all of our no disqualification grudge matches, we will be back on Sunday with My Journey with Jesus. Yes, you can be a Christ follower and a wrestling fan. And this week is going to be a challenging topic. I'm going to talk about social justice this week. We have been talking about God's attributes, and we talked about justice. And my pastor preached on justice just a few weeks ago, and social justice was part of that message. And although I am no expert on social justice, I have done a lot of reading this week and prepared some thoughts. And we will put that discussion on the channel Sunday morning. And hopefully the word of the Lord on this issue will be made known. And there can be some good discussion resulting from that. All right, that is our channel updates for this coming weekend. Let's get back to action here in Houston from the Hofheinz Pavilion with half number 2 of tonight's Silver Division matchup between the Seattle Supersonics and the Houston Rockets. We will go with the starters for both teams. To begin the second half. And the opening tip-off goes to Houston. They get it around on the perimeter to Lance. Working against Koji's. Good battle of veteran against veteran. Lance takes it into the paint. Drives it to the hole. Lays it up and good.
Stu Lance.
Off the glass and good. Nice fundamental layup there by Stu Lance. And Lance now has double digits with 10. 64-48. Houston by 16. The math is starting to get a little tougher for me. So somebody in the chat room who's good with numbers may need to help me out here. Seattle with the basketball. Looking inside once again to Haywood. They can't get it to Haywood. They're going to go to Snyder on the perimeter. Snyder dumps it down to Haywood. Haywood gets the short jump shot to go.
From Wilkins.
I don't know how they got it into Haywood. He looked like he was covered down there. But he converted that, and the lead is back to 14. Houston looks inside to Mealy. He's got Koji on him on the switch. Freed up on the interior screen. Mealy puts up the short jump shot. It's
Cliff
good.
Mealy from Murphy.
6 for Cliff Mealy off the bench. Replacing the injured Greg Smith. Houston back on top by 16. This time Wilkins is going to call his own number from the perimeter. Comes off the screen. Has a mismatch against Tomjanovich. He's going to pull the trigger from outside, and he drills
Wilkins,
a 15-footer by Wilkins.
Snyder.
That's 8 points for the player coach. The lead is back to 14. Houston content to trade baskets as they look inside to Elvin Hayes. Posting up on Pete Cross. Shot is off the rim, no good. Rebound taken by Haywood. Chance for Seattle to cut into the lead. Down they go to Haywood on the low block. He's been defended well on the block by Tomjanovich, and Tomjanovich made him change that shot. It's no good. Hayes with the rebound on the weak side, and Houston with another possession. Now they've got Hayes on the block in transition, and we have got a whistle, and Rudy Tomjanovich is shaken up on the play, but he'll stay in the game, and Houston will restart the offense. Murphy with it out on top, working against Wilkins. From the outside, steps around, gets into the lane. Bounce pass to Tomjanovich.
Rudy Tomjanovich scores.
He fakes it up,
from Murphy.
Takes a short jump shot. He is scored. He is good, and he is fouled by Lenny Wilkins on the switch up. Wilkins got crossed up on the defense with Haywood. Tomjanovich was left all alone for the basket, and Wilkins fouled him trying to catch up. Tomjanovich misses the free throw. Pete Cross with the rebound for Seattle. Lead back to 16. And Seattle looks on the perimeter to Snyder. Outside on the wing. Shot is off the iron, no good. Rebound taken inside by Pete Cross. Cross with the putback. He pump fakes. Shoots the short jump shot, converts.
Cross.
First basket of the night for Pete Cross. And it is 68-54, Houston with the lead and the basketball. They've got Lance wide open on the perimeter. He dumps it down to Hayes. Hayes with the fadeaway.
Elvin
That's
Hayes
good.
from Lance.
Not a big scoring night for Hayes, but he's got 6 rebounds, and that leads everybody. Lead back to 16. Seattle runs the offense. They get it to Kogis. Kogis against Lance, tries to get into the lane. Takes it into the basket. Hayes is there to meet him. Kogis with the jump shot. Oh, and it's blocked. Hayes got him. Tomjanovich takes the rebound. Houston basketball. 9.5 to play, third quarter. Houston still enjoying that big lead. Content to run some clock. They get it to Lance over on the perimeter. Lance works against Kogis, and we've got another player shaken up. I don't know what it is tonight. Maybe it's the humidity in Houston, or maybe it is just a rough night on the calendar. But we've seen a few guys struggle here physically on the evening. Houston maintains control, leading by 16. Murphy with it out on top, working against Wilkins. Drops it off for Hayes. Hayes steps into the hole, puts it up with the left hand, no good. Tip attempt is no good. Kogis finally pulls the rebound out of there for Seattle. Back come the Sonics. Kogis on the outside, looking to distribute. Can't find anybody. Takes the jump shot from the corner. It's no good. Murphy takes the rebound. Smallest guy on the court reaches in and gets the rebound for the Rockets. Houston now with a 16-point lead and a chance to make it bigger. Lance with the jump shot. From the perimeter, no good. Battle for the rebound. Pete Cross comes out with it, and Seattle has the numbers. Wilkins, very savvy, gets into the lane, dumps it off to Kogis. Kogis missed the layup. Wilkins got in there and grabbed the offensive rebound, but Kogis should have made that one. Missed opportunity there for the Sonics. What's Wilkins going to do now? He swings it on the perimeter to Snyder. Wide open jump shot for Snyder is good.
Snyder.
Savvy veteran play there by Wilkins. It looked like a broken play when Kogis missed the layup, but Wilkins came out with it, found Snyder open on the wing, and Snyder delivers. It's now 70-56. Do the Sonics have a run in them in the third quarter? You just want to keep it close through the third quarter. Maybe get it down under double digits before halftime or before the third quarter break, and then see what happens coming down the stretch. Houston with it on the perimeter with Lance. 15-foot jump shot is good.
Stu Lance.
Kogis was on him, but Lance delivers. The lead is back to 16. It's been 16 most of the third quarter. 4 minutes gone by. Seattle is looking to Snyder once again. From the perimeter. Open jump shot. He connects.
Snyder from Wilkins.
That's now 8 for Snyder. Lead back to 14. We're now under 8 to play in the third quarter. They set it up for Lance. This time Lance is going to venture into the paint. He's cut off by Haywood. Short jump shot way off. Tipped around and back out to Kogis. And Kogis will slow up the action in transition. They had numbers, but they didn't have spacing. And Kogis, the veteran, pitches it back out to Lenny Wilkins to reset the offense. Wilkins looks down low to Haywood on the perimeter. Shoots from 15. This time it's no good. Haywood noticeably colder in the second half. Tomjanovich with another rebound. And the Rockets this time will slow walk it back up the court, enjoying that 14-point lead. Setting up the offense through Murphy. Murphy works against Wilkins. Takes it to the rim. He's cut off by Pete Cross. Stops and pops from 10 feet away. It's blocked. Blocked by Snyder. Rebound Pete Cross. Seattle with the basketball. Working it around the perimeter. Pick and roll for Wilkins. Gets it off to Cross. Cross's shot from the baseline is no good. Rudy T with another rebound for Houston. And this time Lance is going to try and go coast to coast with it. He got the outlet. Dribbles around.
From Tom Janovich.
Wilkins lays it up and good. I think Lance crossed him up on that play. Houston back on top by 16. 7 minutes to play in the third. They dump it down to Haywood. Haywood gets it to Pete Cross. Oh, Cross was wide open on the weak side. Could not get that one to go. Snyder and Lance fighting for the rebounds too. Lance comes out with it for Houston. Houston dumps it down on the low block to Hayes. Back to Murphy. Murphy over to Mealy. Back down to Hayes. Turnaround by Hayes
Elvin
is good.
Hayes from Mealy.
8 points for Hayes. The lead is now 18. Houston running away with this one. Haywood comes off the pick. Hayes fights through the pick and covers Haywood. Haywood's going to have to force one up from inside. His short jump shot is no good. He's complaining that Haynes got him on the arm, and he gets a whistle, and actually they're going to call that one on Murphy, who came in down low. And it will be Spencer Haywood shooting 2 for Seattle. Leads all scorers with 26, but he's been relatively quiet here in the third. He hits the first free throw. And number 2 is good. The lead is back to 16, 76-60, as we come upon the halfway point of the third quarter. Houston setting up the play, not afraid to let some time run down. Murphy now has it working against Wilkins from the perimeter. Oh, nice move by Murphy to get into the lane.
Calvin
he stops
Murphy.
that short one and drops it home. Wilkins is knocked to the floor. No call on the play. Murphy gets the field goal, and the lead is back to 18. Wilkins calls his own number, has Tom Janovich on the switch. From the perimeter, goes hard to the rack, and he's called for the offensive foul, and that is his 4th. And with that, Seattle is going to have to go to the bench for Lee Winfield. And they will also bring Jim McDaniels back into the game as Seattle starts to rotate out their starters, enjoying this in spite of trailing by 18. Maybe get these guys fresh and maybe get one last run out of them to see if they can't get a victory here in Houston. And what is Houston going to do? They are going to... Houston will come with Dick Gibbs at the small forward, and action will continue. They're going to look inside to Rudy T. Posting up against Haywood. Turnaround jump shot, no good. Front rim, back rim, and out. Hayes cleans the glass for Houston. Hayes on the putback attempt. Fakes once, fakes twice, shoots the fadeaway, it's no good. Could have been stronger on that one. Rebound bounces out of bounds. It will go back over to Seattle. Now 5:36 to play. The open man for Seattle, not surprisingly, is Haywood. He's got it on the perimeter. That baseline jump shot is good.
Haywood.
Another basket for Haywood. He now has 30. Lead is back to 16 for Houston. Rockets content to trade baskets. Murphy with it out on the perimeter. Tries to get into the rim. Steps around Winfield. His shot is no good this time. Battle for the rebound. It's Hayes who comes out with it. Hayes on the putback. Tosses it up. That's no good. Spins around and out. Gibbs takes the offensive rebound, and he's going to pass it back out on top for a fresh 24. Houston had 3 cracks at it. Could not score, but maintained possession. As they look inside to Elvin Hayes. Hayes steps into the lane, lays that one up. That's no good. Tomjanovich with the rebound. Everybody's getting in on the act here for Houston. Where is the box out? I don't know.
Rudy
Tomjanovich
Tomjanovich
hits that turnaround jump shot on the follow. And that is 18 for Tomjanovich, and 18 is the lead for Houston. 18 points, 8 rebounds. Fine performance for Rudy Tomjanovich tonight. Houston legend. He would come back and become a very successful coach for the Rockets, leading them to 2 NBA championships in the 90s. All right, Seattle basketball. 5 minutes now to play in the third. Snyder to Winfield. Guarded tightly by Murphy on the outside. Wild shot by Winfield, no good. Rebound again for Hayes. And Stu Lance will walk it back up the court for the Rockets. They're going to look inside to Rudy T. He can't get a shot off. They send it over to Hayes. Hayes with the short jump shot. It's blocked. Spencer Haywood got him. Hayes grabs a rebound on the offensive glass. Fadeaway jump shot this time is good.
Elvin Hayes.
Elvin Hayes showed some stick-to-itiveness on that play, and the lead for Houston now is 20. Good-looking ball game from Houston tonight. They are just dominating this. As Winfield now comes off a screen, has Tomjanovich on him. Tries to get to the hole, and it's taken away and stolen by Murphy. Murphy on the fast break, steps around Kojis, lays it up and good.
Calvin Murphy.
And this has turned into an old-fashioned trip to the woodshed for Seattle. What's Seattle going to do? They dump it to Haywood low on the baseline. He swings it over to Kojis from 15. Kojis shot no good. Another rebound for Elvin Hayes, another possession for the Rockets. The open man for Houston is Lance, working the sideline. Jump shot from 16 is no good. Tomjanovich grabs the offensive rebound. His putback attempt is good.
Rudy Tomjanovich.
That's 24. Tomjanovich to go with 9 rebounds. Elvin Hayes already with a double-double, 10 points, 11 rebounds. 4 minutes to play now in the third. Players collecting at the scorer's table for the next stoppage of play. Kojis on the fadeaway. He gets that to go. First basket
Kojis
of the night
scores from Winfield.
for Kojis. How about that? And we're going to see some substitutions now for Houston. Egan returns to the game. Lance returns to the game. McCoy McLemore is going to get some run here along with Dick Cunningham. And Gibbs will remain on the floor for Houston. Okay, don't forget, Don Kojis is at the line. I have this horrible, horrible way of trying to substitute for the guy shooting the free throws, but we will leave him alone. McDaniels will stay in the game. Garfield Hurd will come in at the small forward. Barry Clemens at the 3. And Winfield will stay in the game. And once Kojis is done with the free throws, we'll get Freddie Brown back in the game. Free throw by Kojis is good. That's a 3-point play, and that is a 21-point lead now for Houston. They've led by as many as 24, as they now have Egan running the point, the veteran, in his final season, 10 years out of Providence. They dump it down inside to McLemore. McLemore gets into the paint, shoots over Garfield Hurd. It's no good. And Hurd escapes with the rebound. Winfield is going to run the break. Dumps it off to Kojis. Kojis missed the layup. Off the rim, rebounded by Gibbs. Houston by 21. As Egan sets the offense. They get it to Newland on the perimeter. Newland with the drive. Runs into Kojis. Looked like a flop. Laid up by Newland and good. Do we have a whistle on the play? No whistle. As the referees did not award the flop. And the lead is now 23. if you all got the chance to see Shacked a Fool, the blooper film that Shaquille O'Neal does on the TNT network and it's rebroadcast on YouTube, there was a hilarious play in the Lakers game where first Kyle Kuzma and then Alex Caruso, both away from the ball, tried to flop on very, very flimsy contact. And the play ended up with an open three-pointer for Portland, which they hit with two Lakers laying on the floor having flopped. And that was just, for lack of a better term, falling down hilarious. So go check out Shacked a Fool on YouTube to see the Lakers embarrass themselves. Speaking of embarrassing themselves, Seattle has the basketball. 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. They trail by 23, and they're going to look inside to Jim McDaniels. They can't get it to McDaniels. Kojis takes another jump shot. It's no good. Rebound into the hands of Cunningham. Houston not able to pull off the fast break as Seattle did a good job getting back on the transition defense. And it will be a full possession for the Rockets. Egan has it out on top, guarded by Winfield. Looks to distribute. Can't find a teammate. Shoots the jump shot, and it drops. Everything turning to gold for Houston on this night as they now lead by 25. Seattle sets things up. Kojis has it down low. Tries to kick it out to Clemens. They can't find Clemens. They find McDaniels. His jump shot is good.
From Winfield.
Been a while since we've had a stoppage of play. Kojis is showing signs of fatigue, but still running his tail off out there. Houston back on offense, leading by 23. Gibbs with it down low. Defended by Clemens. That's a 24-second shot, and that will give us a chance to get some subs into the game. Seattle will bring Freddie Brown back into the game, replacing Kojis. And Seattle will inbound with a full 24 seconds on the shot clock. They're going to look inside to Garfield Hurd. Hurd yet to score tonight. Still yet to score as he missed the jump shot. Egan pulls down the rebound for Houston. Rockets look inside to McLemore. On the low block. Gets it out to Newland. Newland drives into the paint. He charged with it. Offensive foul on Newland. Seattle basketball. They've got McDaniels open inside on the interior screen. He's working against the smaller Johnny Egan. Gets the touch pass. Puts it up from the inside. It's good.
McDaniels.
Seattle finally gets back on the scoreboard. The lead is 21. So much for getting it under 10 in the third period. Mike Newland now with it for Houston. Tries to get into the lane. Stops and pops from 12 feet. No good. Garfield Hurd on the rebound. Seattle gets the stop. Hurd is open in transition down on the low block. Mismatch against Newland. Can Hurd take advantage? His short jump shot's good. That's his first basket of the night.
Hurd scores.
And Newland fouled him. Chance for a three-point play for Garfield Hurd. But only a 62% free throw shooter. And he missed that one off to the right. Cunningham takes the rebound, and we're into the final minute of play here in the third quarter. Houston still with a 19-point lead and the basketball. The open man for Houston is Dick Cunningham. Cunningham in the paint. Fakes left, turns right. Puts up the short jump shot from inside. It's good. No, they're waving it off, and the foul is being called on Garfield Hurd, and that is on the floor. So that'll just be one shot for Cunningham. A 70% free throw shooter. His shot's no good. Rebounded by Hurd. So the Sonics caught a break on that play. And 28 now on the game clock, 24 on the shot clock. Seattle will have to run the offense here. And they're going to run it through Barry Clemens on the perimeter. Clemens, a good jump shooter. Guarded out there by Gibbs. Oh, and it reaches in and stolen away by Egan. And that will give the opportunity for Houston to play for the final shot of the period. 13 seconds to go. They'll play for the last shot. It will be Gibbs to take the short shot. It rolls out at the buzzer.
Houston 90, Seattle 71.
And as you can hear from the play-by-play guy, it is 90-71 Houston at the end of 3. Quick look at the box score, and then we'll get back to action. I think the suspense in this one is long over with. But I've always said that a real sports fan stays till the end of the game, and I intend to do so. For Houston, the field goal percentage is down to 46%. Still not bad. But the lights-out shooting of Houston, 55% from the field. And that enormous rebounding advantage, 41-24 on the board, 17 offensive rebounds for Houston. That's the story of this one, as we have the combination of Elvin Hayes and Rudy Tomjanovich responsible for 20 of the rebounds. They've almost rebounded the entire team by themselves. So the lead is 19. Houston with a nice balanced scoring attack. 20 for Tomjanovich, 19 for Murphy. Also in double digits, Lance with 14 and Hayes with 10 to go with those 11 rebounds. So back to action here in Houston. And we'll run the second unit, and we'll probably let them stay out here for a bit until they get too tired to continue. And maybe we'll loop in some starters and then probably go back to the backups for some garbage time. I always think it's kind of fun to let the backups play for a while. Guys like Dick Cunningham, who work hard, deserve some attention. Here's Mike Newland with the wild jump shot from outside. It's no good. Another rebound for Garfield Hurd. Do we run the fast break with the power forward in the center? No. We pull it back out and reset the offense. Winfield now has it. Directing the offense. The open man inside is Barry Clemens. He's not much of a threat on the low post, but he's got a little room to operate. He gets into the lane for a layup that's no good. Rebound is taken by Mike Newland. Egan now with the chance on the fast break. Takes the outlet. Gets it out to the free throw line extended where he is grabbed and fouled by Winfield. That'll just be a one-shot foul for Egan. Looking for point number 5 tonight. Egan is good. And the lead is back up to 20, 91-71. And I think at the next dead ball, we're going to bring the Seattle starters back in to see if they can get one more run out of this game. In fact, what the heck? We'll call a timeout right now. I don't call many timeouts, but in the interest of making this a good game, or at least a chance at a fourth quarter rally, we'll bring the starters in for both teams, with the exception of Greg Smith, who's still out of the game for Houston. And according to the play-by-play guy, he may be out for a while. And now Seattle will come back with their starting units. Kogis is tired. They'll leave Freddie Brown out there. Snyder back, Haywood back, Cross back. And we'll see if we can get one more good run out of Seattle to make this a competitive game. And if they're not back within scoring distance at about the 5-minute mark or so, then we'll come back with the reserves. All right, Seattle goes to work on offense. Pete Cross has it on the outside. He's going to swing it back out to Lenny Wilkins on top. Wilkins from the outside is stolen by Murphy. Murphy will run. Dumps it off to Tomjanovich on the fast break. Rudy lays it
Rudy
up and good.
Tomjanovich from Murphy.
Murphy gets the assist, 22 for Tomjanovich, as Houston tries very quickly to put an end to any thoughts that Seattle might have of a comeback. Haywood wants it. Another toe injury. What is with these toe injuries tonight? Pete Cross leaves the court. And for the first time, Bob Rule appears in the game for Seattle. I don't think he's even supposed to be in this roster, but we'll run with it. I think Rule ended up getting traded during this season, but probably still on the active roster for these early season contests. Bob Rule wants it on the low block. We may as well give it to him. He lays it up and good.
Rule from Wilkins.
Pleading for the foul to no avail, as the referees say, dude, it's a 20-point game. Just go back and play. Houston comes back with Lance. From the outside, takes it inside, lays it up and good.
Stu Lance from Murphy.
Made that one look easy. The lead is back to 22. Haywood on the low block. Cannot get the pass from Wilkins. The pass instead goes to Rule. His shot is no good. And Rudy Tomjanovich gets the rebound, and that's a double-double for Rudy T. Houston slows it down. As Murphy brings it up and swings it over to Stu Lance on the perimeter. Lance back to Murphy. Murphy up top. Gets into the lane, blows the layup. No good. Rebound taken on the offensive glass by Hayes. Hayes lays it up off the rim, no good. This time it's rebounded by Snyder. A couple of chances for Houston. They could not convert. Back come the Sonics. Freddie Brown is loose on the outside. They dump it down to Rule. Rule's shot rolls around, no good. Rebound taken by Hayes. Rule is not shy about putting those shots up from inside. Murphy now swings it around, gets it back. Murphy on the perimeter, 11 on the shot clock. Takes it to the hoop, dishes it to Lance on the perimeter. Lance loses it out of bounds, and that's a turnover. Still a 22-point game for Houston. Now 10 minutes to play in the game. And they're going to go to Freddie Brown. Brown loose on the perimeter. Gets into the lane. Cut off by Tomjanovich. Jump shot is blocked. Hayes got him. Haywood takes the rebound. Haywood with the inside attempt. His short jump shot is good.
Haywood.
32 for Haywood. Only 5 rebounds. If there is such a thing as a quiet 32-point night, I think that's what we've seen out of Haywood tonight. He did a lot of damage in the first quarter, but he has really gone into quiet mode as this one has gotten out of hand. Under 10 minutes to play, the lead for Houston is still 20. And on the screen now, they've got Hayes in the low block with the smaller Wilkins on him. Wilkins makes him force up the shot. It's no good. And Haywood comes out with a rebound. Nice defensive stop for Seattle. Wilkins has it. Looking inside to Haywood. Haywood against Mealy. Off the backboard, around the rim, no good. Tipped up and around. Struggle for the rebound. Finally, Tomjanovich comes out with it for Houston. Murphy brings it up. Gives it to Lance. Lance back to Murphy. Murphy's going to pull the trigger. 10 on the shot clock. Oh, Wilkins picked his pocket. How about that? Nice defense by Lenny Wilkins. Here comes Seattle as we come up on the 9-minute mark. They set it up down low for Rule. Rises up inside. Shot no good. Rolls around the cylinder and off. Rule got his own rebound on the miss. The 10-foot follow-up by Rule is good.
Rule.
Pete Cross now available once again for Seattle, as Rule has cut it to an 18-point game. Houston will run the offense through Murphy. Gets it over to Mealy for the outside jump shot. Mealy hits that one. No, that's no good. Rolls around and off. Tipped up by Hayes and good. Sometimes it's hard to tell when the green point light comes on. The announcer can get a little ahead of himself. Under 9 minutes now to play. The lead for Houston is still 20. Snyder has it on the perimeter. His jump shot from the corner, tough shot, no good. Hacked on the play by Mealy. Snyder will shoot 2. Snyder, very good free throw shooter, 88% on the year. His first is good. He can get into double digits if he makes the second. Snyder hits it, and he is the only member of Seattle to hit double digits besides Haywood. 97-79. Houston with the lead and the and the basketball. They look out top to Murphy. On the outside. Loose ball on the play. Murphy gets it back, but he pushed off. Excuse me while I take a drink here. My throat's a little dry here tonight. And they are going to look inside now to Haywood. Still trying to cut into the lead. Gets it in the lane. Lays it up. No good, off the front of the rim. Tomjanovich may have gotten a piece of that. And it bounces out of bounds to Seattle. Seattle is going to come back with Pete Cross. They'll also come back with Koji's as they try to make one last run at it. Haywood with it now on the baseline. Can he connect from the corner? No, he tries to get it to Wilkins and threw it away. Another turnover, Houston basketball. The lead is still 18. They want Lance on the perimeter. Takes the pass from Murphy. Drives to the basket, loses it out of bounds. They're just getting sloppy now. As Shaq said on Shaq to the Fool yesterday, it looks like 3 a.m. at LA Fitness. Guys running up and down, just throwing the ball in every different direction. Nothing good happening. Seattle tries to get it to Haywood. Jump shot from the corner is good.
Haywood, from Snyder.
That's 34 for Haywood. He's just padding stats at this point. We're under 8 to play. The lead is still 16. Haywood fights through the screen on the perimeter. Tries to guard Lance. But, Lance steps around him, gets into the lane, lays it up and good.
From Murphy.
Overplayed on that one by Haywood. And Stu Lance took advantage. That's 18 for Lance. Seattle works it on top this time to Wilkins. His jump shot is no good. Seattle field goal percentage has fallen now down below 44%. Hayes takes his 15th rebound. Coming back the other way, they look inside to Mealy. Has Snyder pinned on his hip down low. Goes to the right hand. From 10 feet, it's good.
Cliff Mealy, from Murphy.
That's 8 for Cliff Neely. The lead is back to 20. Wilkins looks to distribute. What's he going to do? He's going to double dribble. And that's it. We're pulling the plug. We're going to go with the blowout lineup for both teams. Freddie Brown will run the point for Seattle, with Clemens and Snyder, Cross, and McDaniels. And on the Houston bench, we will also run the blowout lineup out there. Only the blow-up lineup doesn't appear to have a center. So we'll put McLemore in at the power forward and Cunningham down to the center. And we're good to go for the final 7 minutes of action. And John Vallely is now in the game for Houston. Second-year man out of UCLA. Very good college career. Never accomplished much in the pro ranks. And in fact, this would be the final season of play for Vallely. Vallely has it outside. He's going to call his own number. No, he gets it down to Cunningham instead. Nice ball fake by Vallely.
Dick Cunningham from
Give Vallely the
Vallely.
assist to give Cunningham the basket. 103-81, under 7 minutes to play. Seattle's going to work it outside to Snyder. Takes the pass on the perimeter. Working the baseline. Open jump shot is good.
Snyder from Brown.
103-83, 6.5 to play. Houston's going to work the ball around. Pass it on the low block to Gibbs. Looking for help. Gets it down to McLemore. 6 on the shot clock. McLemore will shoot. He turns. He fires. Off the rim, no good. Rebound taken by Freddie Brown for Seattle. And back come the Supersonics. Freddie Brown brings it up. He's going to look inside to Jim McDaniels. Big man out of Western Kentucky. His short jump shot is no good, off the iron. Rebounded by McLemore. Under 6 to play. Still a 20-point deficit. As Houston is content to run some clock. Down to 3 on the shot clock. Newland's going to have to pull the trigger. And no good, off the back iron. But a foul is called on the play on Clemens, and Newland will shoot 2. Mike Newland, also a very good free throw shooter. He was number 3 in the league in free throw shooting. And he very smoothly hits the first, misses the second. Rebound taken by Cross. 104-83, now 5.5 to play. Brown brings it up, gives it to Clemens. Back over to Brown. Top of the key. On the baseline to McDaniels. Pump fakes, shoots, blocked away. Tipped away by Cunningham. Bounces out of bounds. Seattle will maintain possession with 11 on the shot clock. They get it to Brown. Brown's going to try to drive. Can't find an opening. They swing it down low to Cross. Only a few seconds left on the shot clock. Strong move and a good shot by Cross.
Cross from
getting
Snyder.
the basket just in time to beat the shot clock. 104-85. 5 minutes to play now. Houston working clock. Down low to Cunningham. Baseline jump shot no good. Bounces out of bounds to Seattle. Supersonics. Look inside to Cross. Open man on the block against McLemore. Pump fake by Cross from the baseline. He scores it.
Cross from Brown.
6 points now for Cross. Lead is 17. 4:41 to play. Still, I don't see the Houston players breaking any kind of a sweat. They get it inside to Gibbs. Gibbs looks for help. Passes it to Vallely, out of play. Seattle basketball on the turnover. Got some tired Rockets out there, so we'll come back with Mealy. And that'll be it for the substitutions. McLemore will run this one out. And for Seattle, we've got Freddie Brown, who's tired. We'll bring back Winfield and Garfield Hurd back into the game. And that should be enough to get us through the final 4 minutes, 23 seconds of action here. Winfield on top. Working against Vallely. Foul line extended. Tough shot from 15. It's good.
Winfield.
First field goal of the night for Winfield. The lead's down to 15. If we get it down to 12, we'll have to bring the starters back in. Houston working the ball around the perimeter. They dump it into Cunningham down low. Turns and faces. Cannot get it off. That's a shot clock violation. 3:45 to play. The lead's 15. Little mini run here by Seattle against the Houston reserves. Dick Snyder wants it on the perimeter. Hope springs eternal. Snyder moves to the baseline. Release is too long. Rebound taken by Vallely. Houston will walk it up. 3:22 to play. Vallely swings it around the perimeter. They look outside to Newland. Newland with it on the wing. Newland's going to take it inside. Runs into Clemens, and the offensive foul is called on Newland. 3 minutes to play. Lead is 15. Seattle with the basketball. They're going to try for Garfield Hurd inside. In the low post. Posts up. Unloads from point blank range, and that's good.
Hurd.
And I'm telling you something. Houston coach Tex Winter is not real happy with the effort of his reserves right now. The lead's been cut to 13. And are we going to see some subs? We're going to see one more offensive possession here for Houston. And then if they don't make something happen, there's beginning to see a little bit of movement on the Houston
Clip
bench.
Mealy.
As Tabletop Sports Delaware is now online with a baseball game, and that's probably way better than this mess we're seeing here tonight. Mealy hits a jump shot for Houston. The lead is now 15, and they're going to try and run the clock out here with the reserves. Seattle looks inside to Cross, covered loosely by McLemore. Shot by Cross, no good. Tipped up by Winfield. Cross gets it back. Cross with a putback attempt. His layup this time is again no good, off the side of the rim. Newland got him on the arm. That'll be 2 shots for Pete Cross. The first shot is good. Second shot by Cross is good. Once again, the lead is 13, but by now we're under 2 minutes to play. Houston runs the offense. 12 on the shot clock. Vallely takes it into the lane. Goes hard to the rack. Vallely with the layup. It's good.
John Vallely.
That's 2 for Valle and Vallely. I cannot reproduce whatever the announcer just pronounced that one as. So we'll just go with Vallely, and we'll go with a 15-point lead. Yeah, Seattle rushes it up the court. They're going to try a jump shot from Clemens, and he pushed off. And we've got a fatigue warning now for Clemens. And, we'll bring little used Jake Ford into the game. How about that? Jake didn't think his number was going to be called tonight. And we've got a bunch of tired guys on the Houston bench, and they're going to make some excuses that's why they're playing so poorly. So we'll let Tomjanovich and Hayes come in to finish it out. Final minute and a half of play with a 15-point deficit for Seattle. Houston with the basketball. They look inside to Mealy. Backing down on Newland. Short jump shot by Mealy is good.
Cliff Mealy.
And that's 12
from
off
Newland.
the bench for Cliff Mealy. Minute and a half to play. Now under a minute 20 as they go to the new guy, Jake Ford. Ford from outside gets the bounce. So Jake Ford, the last guy on the bench for Seattle, gets on to the scoring column. And Houston with the basketball now, a minute 12 to play. They're going to burn some clock. Down under a minute. They look inside to Rudy T. Posting up against Cross. Short jump shot is good.
Rudy Tomjanovich from Vallely.
50 seconds to play. 112.95. Ford to inbound for Seattle. They get it to Snyder on the perimeter. His open jump shot is good, and he is fouled.
Snyder scores from Winfield.
Chance for a 3-point play for Snyder, as he's now got 14 on the game. Make it 15 as he hits the free throw. And there are now 32 seconds to play. Houston with the basketball. The lead is 14, but those of you who've been watching this game know that the game wasn't nearly that close. Houston will burn some clock. They run it down to 8 on the shot clock. Now down to 4. Inside to Mealy. Stolen away by Ford. That should just about do it. Winfield into the front court, gets it over to Ford. And with 1 second to play, we'll just see what the CPU has to do. They get it to Snyder on the outside. Seattle doesn't
Final
get a shot
score,
off.
Houston 112,
All right, that
Seattle
is your
98.
game. 112-98 is your final. As Houston kind of limped through the fourth quarter there with mostly their reserves. Your star of the game is definitely Rudy Tomjanovich. 24 points, 11 rebounds for Houston. To go with 19 by Murphy, 18 for Stu Lance, 12 apiece for Hayes and Mealy. But the big deal was the rebounding differential, 50-32 in favor of Houston. And that is what powered them to victory. So that is it from Houston's Offense Pavilion here tonight. Thank you so much for checking things out tonight. Good to see Dave Gardner in the arena. Tribe Fan 879, SDG Replays. And for everybody who is catching this screen on the replay, we thank you for checking things out tonight. And from Houston, that's our stream, and I am out.